here we are. Ah, look, he's waiting for us. He seems rather old, doesn't he?
I know you must be tired, but will you come with me to the hospital first?
Of course.
I've isolated the virus causing the epidemic.
I'm glad to hear that.
We've named the virus Mosons.
Mosons?
It's an unknown type, and we've tried many kinds of medicine, but nothing has really worked. Medicines from all over the world. But that virus has resisted all of our efforts. We are at a complete loss.
These Mosons, surely, they must come from another world.
You are quite right. Even the name of the virus, too. It comes from the legendary planet of the same name.
Yeah, I thought I'd heard the name before.
Mosons penetrate the bloodstream, and then you begin to feel ill. It happens all too quickly.
Do you know what the symptoms of the disease are, sir?
At first, it's like the common cold. The victim gets a fever, and they feel quite weak. Gradually, they feel like they are dying, and they can't even stand up or sit down. So they end up lying down, and they don't feel like getting up. After 2 weeks or so, they may become senile. And strangely, if they do get old, they don't die. But if they reach the senile age quickly, they do die. That is, if they are too weak or lazy to fight it.
That sounds confusing.
I suppose so. But however strange it may sound, it is true.
How comes they don't die once they get old?
Well, what we think is this. Either the virus escapes from the patient who is already old, or Mosons are unable to survive in their bloodstreams anymore.
How odd?
So you see, children and elderly people aren't affected. It's just the young and the middle-aged who get it.
Why don't children get it?
We don't know.
But at least that's good.
Oh, yes, I think you are right about that.
But to die if you're lazy.
You may think I am joking, but I am not. Perhaps lazy people might not be quite so eager to survive. Right. Let's visit some of the patients right away.
My name is Parrish. I'm head of the hospital.
Ah, very nice to meet you. This is my friend Alfred J. Kwak.
Hello.
Hello.
The virus is isolated, I hear.
Perhaps we can show it to you later on. Would you like me to show you round the hospital now? In this ward, there are the patients in the first stages of the disease.
Oh,
The patients sitting up in their beds only came into the hospital yesterday. After 2 days or so, these patients won't even be able to get up and out of their beds.
oh, how terrible.
Can you tell me,
Yes, of course.
have you learned how to stop Mosons getting in, the system?
Not yet, I'm afraid.
So we could get...
Yes, all the people around this area stand a chance of catching the disease. There are over 200 suffering at the moment. What is strange is that none of our doctors or nurses have ever fallen victim to the disease, although they are more exposed to it than anyone outside the hospital.
Next patient, please.
And them?
These are the ones that have already aged. Look at that woman over there with a cane. Although she might look very old, she's still only in her mid-30s.
What?
She really looks very old.
This is horrible.
Ah, Sullivan,
Yes?
could you please let these people see the Moson slides?
Oh, sure.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So, these are Mosons.
Aren't they nasty-looking things?
They are indeed. Alfred, would you like to have a look?
Uh-huh.
This is how we see the situation, Professor.
Hmm?
As two distinct problems.
Two?
Problem one is how to exterminate this virus. And for this, we will need your help.
From a medical viewpoint?
No, not necessarily. It's different from the bacteria that cause dysentery or tuberculosis on Earth. So we don't think medical measures alone will solve this problem.
I'm inclined to agree with you.
And the second problem, sir?
That is that the southern half of this country is extremely poor compared with the northern half. As you will know from what you've seen here, most people are extremely poor, living from hand to mouth. They have little food, no work, no farmland, no industry, and a few schools. Youngsters then lose all hope and become very lazy.
It's just the sort of breeding ground for mosons to develop and thrive in.
Quite right. Now nothing can prevent this deadly disease spreading unless the entire situation is changed. Our town will be ravaged, just like many other cities which have perished through pestilence.
It's a terrible thing seeing so many young people aging prematurely, isn't it?
Thank you, chauffeur. That's all for today.
Good night, sir.
There's something more that I need to tell you. I hope you won't mind my detaining you for just a while longer. As you know, I'm a fortune teller, and I have some psychic power.
Yeah, I do know that.
I have had the same dream 3 times.
Exactly the same dream?
Yes, exactly. It's not just a dream, but somebody's sending me some kind of message.
Do you have any idea who?
I do. It's a clown on the moon.
Huh? I'm absolutely flabbergasted.
Does anyone live on the moon?
It would seem so. The clown has a fiddle, and your dearest wish can come true when he plays it. I understand.
A fiddle that works miracles.
Right. So with this fiddle, we can probably get rid of Moson's disease from the entire planet.
Oh,
So where medicine cannot succeed, a magic fiddle will do. Well,
we'll have to go to the moon and fetch the clown, Professor.
do you think you can go back to Waterland alone and fly to the moon on my spaceship, Alfred?
Yes, I can.
I think I'll seek some other possibilities to kill off the virus just in case the magic fiddle doesn't work.
What's your idea, then?
Well, radioactivity, lasers, and other things I'll think of. I think I'll go back to the Royal Medical Institute and do some research on my own.
Yes. So will you be going to the moon for us, Alfred?
Yes, and I shall come back with that clown for sure.
A terrible thing has happened, Professor Boffin.
What is that, Mr. Jordan?
Well, yesterday as many as 13 people contracted Moson's disease in our town.
Oh, no.
The virus has finally come over those high mountains.
Yeah, and we thought that Moson's disease had only developed down in the south.
Your mirror town is a great city, but not all the people here are fit, Mr. Jordan.
What does that have to do with Moson's disease?
We've been told that Moson's virus has a tendency to attack the weak and unfit.
Now, would you be kind enough to see Alfred back to the ship? I'll go to the Institute myself.
Hello there, Alfred. Now, do you think Professor Boffin will find some way to beat the virus?
Yes, I'm sure he will. But it might be quicker to go to the moon and look for the clown captain.
What if you can't find him, Alfred?
Well, all I can do is to hope.
I can't believe that such a beautiful modern city as Mirrortown could suffer so much from a disease.
Alfred is so merry, so very, very merry. He's even bright and cheerful if things are going wrong. Whenever he's downhearted, 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 the feeling's never with him for very, very long. Young Alfred is quite sporty, he likes to be quite sporty. He's very much like any normal lively lad. Sometimes he can be naughty, but even when he's naughty, you'll find he's never, never, ever really bad. We're glad that you've been with us and heard our refrain. We hope you come along soon and join us again.